Hey, Mrparka here to review a new one from RLJ Entertainment. This is Kill or Be Killed. It is a new modern day Western, and there's kind of had a, a reemergence, which I love the idea of with, bigger ones like, The Hateful Eight and stuff like that, and even lessers like Bone Tomahawk, which I thought was great, and even Diablo with Scott Eastwood. So we have Kill or Be Killed, which follows the group of, ruthless gang on their, on their war path, their crime spree, and across the basically the whole country, they are piling up bodies and mayhem and enemies, and of course, all this catches up to them, and in kind of a I guess tragic way, if you want to call the deaths of these characters tragic. Essentially, we have the director here. One of the directors actually the lead of this movie, and he probably turns in the best performance. I think there's some genre favorites in here as well, like horror genre favorites like Michael Berryman and Bill Johnson and Edwin O'Neill. Those two from Texas Chainsaw 2 and then 1, but. They just have small little roles, I guess, kind of just for the horror fans who are watching to be appreciative. And they don't do a bad job or anything, but they're just kind of little small cameos. Essentially, what we have here is these odd characters, but that just run and do violent, horrible things, and basically have their comeuppance. How I felt about the movie was there's been a lot of kind of Western movies that actually don't take place in the Old West or the Old West kind of scenery. There's no desert and things like that, and I can be okay with that sometimes. This one I wish we would have been more in that area because you can tell it's mostly just kind of wooded area and type deal like that, and ranch houses and things. But I wasn't a huge fan of this movie. It runs at an hour and 43 minutes, and I thought a lot of the characters were just kind of like one-trick ponies. They had this one thing, and that's pretty much all they did. The big black guy, he basically essentially just kind of is a crazy psycho and does old like Bible verses and things like that, and is completely twisted. At points, you seem like these characters have some sort of aurora about them that makes them attractive to people because lots of people want to kind of just join up with their gang, even though they're horribly despicable people. I guess maybe they were going for more of a Billy the Kid type deal with the lead. Maybe he has this like charisma about him that appeals to people, even though he's a maniacal maniac or just a horribly awful person. Regardless, these guys are after some gold, and like I said, they go across the country killing people after their gold. Some people are hunting them throughout. Most of the characters, my problem is that they're just not very smart. They get away with a lot, and they seem to. I would have think they would have died in 5-6 minutes. They are great shots, I will say that, but most of the characters just don't seem very intelligent. The places they hide and things like that. And just some, script things I thought were bizarre. This prostitute ends up catching up with the gang before the law enforcement can, and I think that's kind of bizarre. Although she's in a dress riding a horse and whatnot, maybe she got the head started, I guess is what they're going for. The CGI splatter on the gunshots, I wasn't a big fan of either. But I do appreciate that they're trying something different and mixing this horror, dark supernatural type deal in the Western movie. I like that. High Plains Drifter, even Bone Tomahawk had a horror element to it. I enjoy that horror element added into the Western, but I just couldn't get behind this one. The characters just kind of fell flat for me. A big chunk of them did, except the lead. Like I said, there is potential in there. But, with him directing as well, it's probably a lot on his shoulders, to be honest. At the end, there is a nice kind of score in there that I thought was pretty good. It does kind of do shout outs to stuff like Young Guns, I would say it's the most like, and at the end kind of reminded me of the ecstasy of gold in the well, kind of with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like I said, this one's up to you. Watch a trailer. If it sounds like something you'll like, then check it out. But I just think that the characters are, kind of dumb. And in this situation, they get away with a lot and survive a lot longer than they should. Although, and most of the characters are just so ruthless and ridiculous that you're like, again? I know the West is supposed to be such a harsh time and period is what they're going for, but I think that this may be worth watching for some people. It's just wasn't exactly my cup of tea. Although I am a big fan of westerns, I kind of prefer mostly spaghetti westerns. But check out the trailer, and if you think you'll like it, then check it out. I also watched an online screener that was sent to me, and the quality wasn't as good. So a lot of things I couldn't make out. But, I'm Mrparka. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.
RLJ.
Yeah.
You ever think that maybe God's playing some cruel joke on us?
Can't leave a blood trail clear across Texas. You hear?
We're a bunch of outlaws, ain't we, Tom?
Nixon gang.
Held up a Lutheran church. Executed the entire parish.
We're offering a reward to any man who will join up with us and bring him to justice.
Shit, I don't know what part of hell they're from.
The Lord shall judge the quick and the dead.
Gonna be a long night.
I know you're in there. I have orders and proper authority to effect your arrest in any manner seen fit.